Respected elders, educationists, Tamil scholars, dear teachers and students, welcome. First of all, it is my kind request that those who haven't subscribed our channel so far may kindly subscribe it. Dear teachers and students, in the last class we saw the 8 consonant phonemes used in Tamil. Today we are going to see 6 more phonemes, that is 6 phonemes used in Tamil. Come. Today we are going to see the 6 consonant phonemes. Ir, in, ir, il, and il. Ir, in, ir, il, and il. Come. First of all, let us see how the consonant Tamil phoneme ir is produced. This phoneme ir is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the middle of the root and making a tight contact with the root and sending out the air that is pushed out by the vocal cords through the sides of the tongue, and the mouth. Again, the sound ir, the phoneme ir, is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the middle of the roof and sending out the air that the vocal cords push out through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. This phoneme is not available in English. Example, karpu, karkandu. Another phoneme, in. This phoneme also is produced by the tip of the tongue at the same place where the phoneme ir is produced. But here the difference is in the production of ir, the air is sent out through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. But in the production of in, the air is sent out through the nasal cavity and the nose, through the nasal cavity, that is through the nose. Let us see how the phoneme in is produced. The phoneme in is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the middle of the roof and having a tight contact and sending out the air that the vocal cords push out through the nose, That is, the phoneme in is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the middle of the roof and sending out the air through the nose. But here, in the production of ear, the tongue is raised towards the middle of the roof and is having a tight contact and sends out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. In both the cases, the air is pushed out by the vocal cords. I have already explained in the last class that if a phoneme is produced by the mouth, the air in the mouth should be sent out either through the mouth or through the nose. Then only a phoneme could be formed, could be produced. Okay? Here, in nasal, it is a nasal phoneme, consonant phoneme. Example, annam, kannam. Let us see. Let us see the third phoneme. Ear. See, this phoneme, ear, is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the hard palate and slightly pressing it and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. Again, the phoneme ear is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the hard palate and slightly pressing it and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. This phoneme is like an English phoneme. That is, in English there is a phoneme like this, but not equivalent to it. Here, look here. Another consonant phoneme. The crown of Tamil language. It is called Sirappu Lagaram. That is a special Lagaram. This phoneme is also produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the hard palate and slightly pressing it and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. You see, example, Tamil, Valthu. Let us see here. See, both ear and il are produced by the tip of the tongue pressing the hard palate. Here also by pressing the tip the tip pressing the hard palate. But what is the difference between these two consonant phonemes? In the protection of the phoneme here, the tip of the tongue is thick. The tip of the tongue is very thick and straight, very straight. Its breadth is wide. It is not wide enough. It is very narrow. But in the protection of L, the tip of the tongue is rather wider, and the tongue is not stiff. In the protection of ear, the tongue is very stiff, but in the protection of L the tongue is rather wider. The tip of the tongue is rather wider. The tongue is rather wider, and it is not stiff. But that is the difference between the protection of ear and ear. Ear, car, par, Tamil, வாழ்த்து, தமிழ், மொழி, பள்ளம், மேடு. Now, let us see the fifth phoneme, but very important Tamil phoneme. Il. This phoneme, il is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the upper teeth ridge and having a tight contact with it, and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. Il. See? Il. The tip of the tongue is having a tight contact with the upper teeth ridge, and the air pushed out by the vocal cords escapes through the sides of the tongue and gets out through the mouth. Escapes through the sides of the tongues and gets out through the mouth. Again, I define it. The phoneme il is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the hard palate, towards the tip, towards the upper teeth ridge. By raising the tip of the tongue towards the upper teeth ridge and having a tight contact and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. Il, pal, nel. See, another peculiar sound special for Tamil, that is il. This phoneme is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the middle of the rope and slightly pressing it and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. Il. That is again the phoneme il is produced by raising the tip of the tongue towards the center of the rope and slightly pressing it and sending out the air through the sides of the tongue and the mouth. Here I have to talk many things. You see, by character, il and il are totally different. Totally different. You see, in the word kal, it means stone. The word kal, ka il kal means toddy. Kal means stone. Kal means toddy. You see, if we use il instead of il, the entire meaning would be different. The entire meaning would be collapsed. See, so the phoneme il in Tamil is used mainly to refer to plural. Pen, pengal, பையன் பையன்கள், மாடு மாடுகள். As in English we use yes to refer to plurals. Boy boys, பையன் பையன்கள், பெண் பெண்கள், girl girls. So we should be extremely careful in pronouncing the phonemes il and il. Even most of Tamil scholars pronounces il instead of il, instead of saying avargal. Some people say avarkal, vandargal, vandarkal. So, dear educated people, dear teachers, dear students, be extremely careful in using the two phonemes il and il. Il is produced by the tip of the tongue with upper teeth ridge, whereas il is produced by the tip of the tongue with the middle of the row. Thus, dear teachers and students, so we have seen only 6 phonemes, consonant phonemes here. As far as myself is concerned, the important phonemes are il and il. That is the difference I explained just before. So be extremely careful. Learn it again and il. The tip of the tongue should have a touch with upper teeth ridge in the protection of il. Kal, pal, sol, will. But in the protection of il, the tip of the tongue should have a contact with the middle of the root. Il, kal, vandarkal, sonnargal. Be very careful. Practice it well. In the next class, we will see the remaining 7 Tamil consonant phonemes. Till then, wish you a nice time. See you. Thank you.